Chapter 1200, Dragon Breath, Immortal Goo, Translator, Atlas Studios, Editor, Atlas Studios. That's right, this is my advantage. I need to prioritize my strengths from now on and make full use of my talents in battle. I can use this to break the deadlock and drive up my cultivation speed. According to this development, my strength will continue to grow and the Sect will need me more often. When I have strength like Elder Fang Yuan, the Sect contribution points will be solely mine to take. Cheer up. These days will keep on improving, 12th Hair. You need to continue working hard and reach your peak in life. 12th Hair's mood changed and his fighting spirit gradually returned. As he thought of Fang Yuan, he subconsciously glanced at the first name of Langya Sect's contribution list. Last time, because of the Four Races Alliance, Fang Yuan had obtained 1,000 Sect contribution points, which had caused the hairy men, Goo Immortals' mouths to water in envy. But recently, because Fang Yuan had issued large numbers of Goo refinement tasks, his Sect contribution points had been continuing to dwindle, and quickly at that. Fang Yuan's name still occupied first on the list, but the gap with the second-ranked hairy man, Goo Immortal, was getting smaller and smaller. A lot of hairy man Goo Immortals were waiting for the time when Fang Yuan's name was surpassed. Fang Yuan was a human Goo Immortal possessing rank 8 battle strength. Surpassing him at the contribution list would give a different sensation to the hairy man Goo Immortals. It would be an enormous glory. However, the next moment, 12th Hair's whole body suddenly stiffened. He remained still, like a stone statue, because he saw the number behind Fang Yuan's name. Over 15,000 Sect contribution points. How could it be? 12th Hair almost felt like he was hallucinating. Ever since Langya Sect was established, there had been no one who had obtained so many Sect contribution points. At most, at one time, Fang Yuan's Sect contribution points had reached above 2,000 before it started rapidly falling. Now Fang Yuan's Sect contribution points had passed 15,000. Unbelievable! This was an unprecedented record. 12th Hair's heart shook wildly, but the following scene made him even more shocked. Fang Yuan's Sect contribution points were continuously rising. 15,000, 18,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 60,000. The number kept on rising steeply. It surpassed 80,000. 12th Hair was stupefied at the sight. What made him even more astonished was that Fang Yuan's Sect contribution points still showed no signs of stopping. When it reached over 90,000, suddenly Fang Yuan's total Sect contribution points decreased by over 70,000. Only over 10,000 was left now. What is happening? Could it be I actually refined Goo so much that I am starting to hallucinate? This is a dream. Ah, no. 12th Hair suddenly shook and snapped back to awareness. Over 70,000 Sect contribution points suddenly disappeared. Fang Yuan definitely exchanged for an Immortal Goo. No, he did not exchange for my beast enslavement Immortal Goo, right? 12th Hair quickly took out another information path, Goo Worm, and placed his consciousness in it. After inspecting, he let out a heavy breath of relief. So he did not exchange for beast enslavement Immortal Goo, but a rank 7 Immortal Goo. It is good as long as it is not beast enslavement Immortal Goo. That was seriously a huge scare. 12th Hair patted his chest, his whole body easing up. But the moment he relaxed, his eyes rolled backwards as he fainted on the spot. He had suffered injuries during the Goo refinement process, and his mood had swung up and down at this moment. He naturally would fall unconscious after relaxing. Achieving his target, Fang Yuan returned to his cloud city. Inside a secret room, he took out a completely new Immortal Goo. This Goo resembled light purple-colored fog in the form of a dragon. It did not have a fixed shape and was floating around. Rank 7 Immortal Goo Dragon Breath. Fang Yuan had finally chosen Sword Dragon Transformation because Langya Sect's treasury had this Immortal Goo. To exchange for this Immortal Goo, Fang Yuan had to sell all his Goo Immortal souls along with large amounts of cultivation information he had obtained from soul searching. Naturally, Fang Yuan had withheld some of the contents, like Dongfang Chang Fan's wisdom path methods, He Fan true inheritance's important details, and so on. This had sharply raised Fang Yuan's Sect contribution points to above 90,000. In the near future, this amount would be Fang Yuan's peak, difficult to surpass. Then Fang Yuan used over 70,000 Sect contribution points to exchange for the rank 7 transformation path, Immortal Goo, Dragon Breath. In just a short while, his Sect contribution points had fallen to over 10,000. But he still occupied first place on the contribution list. The second-ranked Goo Immortal on the contribution list only had 4 digits in terms of contribution points. The gap had been widened by a huge margin. Fang Yuan's position was firmly in place like a mountain. Naturally, Fang Yuan did not care about the Sect contribution list. He also did not know 12th Hair had received a great impact from this event and had fallen unconscious. If he knew, Fang Yuan would think he was overthinking it. Not all Immortal Goo and Langya Blessed Land could be exchanged. Beast Enslavement Immortal Goo was on the exchange list, but Langya Land's spirit had clearly left it behind for 12th Hair. Even if Fang Yuan wanted to exchange for it, he would not be able to. Besides this, rank 7 Immortal Goo Heavenly Essence Treasure, Imperial Lotus, was also not for sale. This Immortal Goo was originally Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerables Immortal Goo. Later it was refined by Longhair Ancestor up to rank 8 and was merged into the rank 8 Immortal Goo House Refinement Cauldron. Some time ago, Shadow Sect had invaded Langya Blessed Land, destroying Refinement Cauldron and seizing many of the core Immortal Goo. Although Heavenly Essence Treasure Imperial Lotus remained, it had been damaged and had fallen from rank 8 to rank 7. If Fang Yuan wanted to exchange for this Immortal Goo, he would have to pay a very large price that could move Langya Land Spirit's mind. However, Heavenly Essence Treasure Imperial Lotus would not be of much help to Fang Yuan. He had calculated that after he raised his cultivation to rank 7 and his Immortal Essence started producing Red Date Immortal Essence, it would be sufficient. It was not worth it to pay a greater price for just Heavenly Essence Treasure Imperial Lotus. Fang Yuan spent some time before he successfully integrated this rank 7 Dragon Breath Goo into his Immortal Killer move, Sword Dragon Transformation. Transformation Path. Immortal Killer moves were essentially very simple. Dragon Breath Goo was a natural component of Sword Dragon Transformation. What's more, Fang Yuan was a Transformation Path Grandmaster. With this rank, 7 Dragon Breath Immortal Goo, Fang Yuan simply did not need any Dragon Breath Mortal Goo. Like in Hei Fan's True Inheritance, Hei Fan had really wanted to obtain Immortal Level Day Goo and Month Goo, because then, when he activated Days Pass like Years and similar Immortal Killer moves, he would not need to spend so many Mortal Day Goo and Month Goo. Having a relevant Immortal Goo made it extremely convenient. It also reduced the difficulty of controlling the killer move. Its effect would also have a large boost. Taking a deep breath, Fang Yuan tried Sword Dragon Transformation again. Silver light burst out, shining towards the sky. Just looking at this, Fang Yuan knew that Sword Dragon Transformation's might had increased by multiple times. From within the silvery light, a sword dragon revealed its figure. Its body was more than double the size of before, reaching over 40 feet. Its eyes were still white. Its scales were much wider and thicker than before. There were now 2 more claws, reaching a total of 4 claws now. The dragon horn protruded out further, piercing towards the sky. Fang Yuan inspected all over and saw that every aspect had received a huge boost in quality. After adding the rank 7 Dragon Breath Goo, this is now an ancient, desolate beast-level sword dragon. Fang Yuan was well aware. As such, this Immortal Killer move could be used at the Blood Battle Martial competition. The previous Sword Dragon Transformation would not work. It could only be used to bully some ordinary rank 6 Goo Immortals. The current Ancient Sword Dragon had the qualifications to match against rank 7 Goo Immortals. Next was the most important part. Fang Yuan was unavoidably a little nervous. He lightly stretched out his dragon body and flew to a completely new dark inkstone. Dragon Breath. Fang Yuan opened his mouth and breathed out. In that instant, a pure white sword light flashed past. Crack! A crisp sound was heard as the dark inkstone was cut in two. Not only this, The sword light still had strength remaining to destroy the whole secret room. Fang Yuan's cloud city shook intensely, giving off muffled noises as large numbers of goo worms that formed the secret room died instantly. I have already controlled my strength. The dark inkstone already bore most of the dragon breath. Only a small part of its power was leaked out. Intense joy flashed past the ancient sword dragon's eyes. Fang Yuan had only displayed a small portion of his strength, but his surrounding environment actually was unable to endure it. Although the Cloud City's structure was exquisite, and Hairy Man, Goo Immortals, had spent immense mental effort to make it, it was, after all, only a mortal goo house, and could not endure the remaining power of the ancient sword dragon's breath. Green grape immortal essence continued to be consumed to maintain the form of the ancient sword dragon. Clearly, the immortal essence expenditure had increased by many times. Where there are gains, there are losses. After all, adding rank 7 immortal goo dragon breath had increased the level of the immortal killer move. Sword dragon transformation, immortal essence being expended rapidly, was an inevitable outcome. I can no longer practice in the Cloud City. Langya Blessed Land has many observers. But if I go out of Langya Blessed Land, I will receive even more attention from Heaven's will. It seems I still need to place my sovereign immortal aperture and properly test the limits of ancient sword dragon transformation. The dragon breath I send out has already reached rank 7 battle strength. Its effect is outstanding, and the expenditure is still small. How powerful will it be when I use sword marks targeting death, dark assassination, and triple-layered sword wave in my ancient sword dragon form? Fang Yuan was feeling anticipation. He resolutely took action, immediately flying out of the Cloud City, going through the Super Goo formation, and teleporting to the outside world. Fang Yuan has left. He actually exchanged for Dragon Breath Immortal Goo. What is the reason? Sixth Hair was secretly activating investigative methods, paying close attention until the Super Goo formation activated and Fang Yuan's figure disappeared from his perception. After Sixth Hair knew the change in the Sect contribution points list. He was filled with unease. Fang Yuan's development speed had surpassed his expectations again. Moreover, he did not understand the direction of Fang Yuan's growth. Fang Yuan naturally won't exchange for an immortal goo that has no use to him. No, I need to report this information to Lord Ying Wuxie quickly. Sixth Hair was filled with worries.